Hello, carnivore hunters. If you're a hunter, you're going to want to hear this, and if you're not a hunter, you need to hear this. This is regarding a new proposed law in Colorado that would effectively outlaw hunting of mountain lions. Recently, there was a notice put out to put a measure on next year's general election ballot that would outlaw mountain lion and bobcat hunting.
Yeah, the draft language of the proposal states that any trophy hunting of mountain lions, bobcats, or lynx is inhumane. It serves no socially acceptable or ecologically beneficial purpose and fails to further public safety. Now, to me, this is just a typical response of somebody who has always lived in a city, probably has never seen a mountain lion in the wild, and certainly has never had to deal with an overpopulation of predators near their home, their children, pets, and livestock.
Yeah, so let's take a second here and let's define trophy hunting. Trophy hunting means an individual shooting an animal strictly for the rack, the hide, the horn, and leaving the rest of the carcass to rot, which is already illegal in Colorado and probably most other states, except for maybe hogs. They're a nuisance. But anyway, in fact, the current statute states that all edible parts of a lion must be properly prepared for human consumption. And yeah, people do eat mountain lion. I've had it myself in a summer sausage, and it was really delicious.
Yeah.
So,
Now, and one of the reasons they do say that hunting of mountain lions is cruel is that a lot of mountain lion hunters do use dogs, and there's really a very good reason for this. Without dogs, you would probably never find a mountain lion unless it decided to stalk you. And in that situation, you just better hope that you see it before it gets into position to pounce on you.
so let's examine another state, California, and determine what that could mean for Colorado. Uh, in 1990, California, they banned hunting in 1990 of mountain lions, but their population still needed to be controlled because every once in a while, as the population got bigger and the lions moved further and further out, they'd show up in town and in people's neighborhoods and eat people's dogs. Uh, so then California, in turn, has to pay a professional hunter to go kill it rather than having a hunter pay the state to go out and hunt mountain lions and keep that population under control to begin with. I've read somewhere that this happens about 100 times a year.
Yeah. And Colorado, on the other hand, we do currently allow for mountain lion hunting. In fact, we sold 2,493 licenses for the 2021-2022 season at about $55 each for residents and then $387 each for non-residents. Now, yeah, I mean, even if 100% of those licenses went to state residents, which they didn't, but even if they did, that still would have been over $137,000 in revenue going straight back into wildlife and wilderness programs in the state of Colorado.
Yeah. And so the mountain lion population in Colorado is as high as 7,000. Um, and probably about only 19% of the hunters are successful in their mountain lion hunt in any given year. Uh, in 2021 and 2022, the total harvest for lions was 486, leaving thousands of lions left in the wild.
Right. So, as we said before, the state of California is paying people to go out and do what hunters in Colorado pay the state to do. Then the Parks and Wildlife monitors the population and can adjust the number of licenses allowed each year. If the resident mountain lion population takes a dip for some reason, due to a harsh winter or whatever, they can cut those licenses back. And in years where they expand, they can add more licenses and advertise to try to push those out. And it's all about keeping those mountain lions in check. And doing it this way, again, you get hunters paying the state for the privilege versus, the state having to pay a professional to go out and do it. And
Yeah,
when the
your tax
professional's going out
dollars.
and doing it,
Tax
I
dollars hard
don't
at work.
I don't know that the professionals are eating the meat.
No, probably not. The good news is right now that this is just a request for a petition that has not been signed off by the Secretary of State in Colorado, although we believe she probably will.
Mhm.
If and when she does, they will need to get 125,000 signatures for the petition, which would get this measure put onto a ballot.
Yeah. And for the record, we're not trophy hunters. We were raised as fair chase hunters, and we eat everything that we do harvest. I have not personally hunted mountain lion, although Rick has been on one mountain lion hunt. But I think I speak for both of us when, I mean, we both would. I think he would do it again. I would go. But if we ever got a mountain lion, we would definitely eat it.
Yeah, yeah. So this is a call to action for Colorado residents. This isn't legislation yet, but when they're passing that petition around, uh, pay attention to what you're signing, and then if it does go to legislation, we got to vote against this. And and for everybody else, I encourage you to listen to both sides of any argument before you sign a petition or 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 vote on any measure. Um, I think a lot of people blindly sign a petition without knowing what they're signing
Yeah.
really, and
Or they
uh,
sign it emotionally because it does.
yeah,
I mean, Rick and I, we don't want mountain lions to go away. They're incredible creatures, but the reality of it is, with people and cities living close to these animals, they do have to be controlled. Otherwise, bad things happen. We
yeah, and
just
so yeah, the example earlier with the dogs, I actually have a story. I used to live in a small mountain town, and the first year I moved there, there was a family out hiking just outside of town, and they had a 7 or 8 year old little kid with them, and so the kid, being a kid, gets himself or herself, I don't remember if it was a boy or a girl, but went a little bit off trail and came across this deer carcass that a mountain lion had killed probably the night before. And there was the mountain lion's meal. Uh, and so the mountain lion probably thought this kid was trying to take its kill and took the life of the kid. So, it's a tragic story, but it just kind of demonstrates, like, as the population grows, they're gonna kind of move out of the forested areas and into the small towns, and even into the cities. I know Colorado Springs gets mountain lions in town. Um, Fort Collins, they get mountain lions in town. So it's to help control so they stay in their area.
Yeah. And this has already happened in California. Obviously, as we said back in 1990, they're now trying to do it in Colorado. And frankly, 20 years ago, we never would have guessed this stuff would be happening. But as Rick said, this is a call to action for hunters in Colorado, but it's also a warning for you hunters in other states. We ask that you be vigilant when it comes to your hunting rights. Um, and for everyone out there, hunters and non-hunters alike, ask yourself if the proposed legislation really even makes sense when it comes to managing wild game. Guys, please tell us what you think. Leave a comment, even if you disagree. We just ask that you be civil. We know the internet can be a horrible place, but we can disagree on an issue and still just argue the merits of our positions.
Okay, I think that's about does it. So for more on carnivore lifestyle, hunting, outdoor lifestyle based content like we're trying to put out here, hit like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Uh, and we will see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching.